And then, of course, we used to go round and see Willie Roberts, my Auntie Nell. That's what you liked when I told you about old Granny Roberts used to call us and say, come here, and give us some buns. Say it was Chelsea buns or currant buns. And she used to have them in the bottom of her drawer. And they stunk of comfortables.
Were they stale?
No, not really.
Just where they'd been close to...
Yeah, to comfortables. And when we got down Cemetery Lane, we used to chuck them over the hedge. She never knew. But then, see, Roy, we got evacuated, didn't we? So after spending all those years in England, we went back again in 1940. Well, it was 1946, but it was New Year's Day when we went back. And I remember my auntie and everybody coming to meet us and saying, well, why are we going up all the lanes? And it wasn't really lanes, it's because the roads in Manchester were so big and wide. And the roads in Guernsey so small, eh?
Did you have to wait until you were kind of, I don't know, invited to go back to Guernsey, or could you return?
They had to apply.
Yeah.
My mum and dad had to apply, and then they were given the tickets to go back.
Well, they didn't have to pay.
I don't think so. And then the States, for years and years after the war, was quite in debt because they had to pay the English government back all the money that they'd paid people to look after the evacuees. So it was quite a time, really. When I left in 49, things were still just as bad as ever. But we were all glad to go back home. Yeah.
You didn't miss England?
No.
No. You were glad to go back home?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And like me and Shirley meeting up again, our friends. I don't think we were at the Old Mill. We must have only been there a couple of years, I should think. And we moved up to Rue de Couteau.
Is that where Yvonne was born?
No, Yvonne was born at the Old Mill.
Yeah.
Before the war.
Yeah. Can you remember anything about that?
Well, all I really remember is my dad bringing her into the little room where me and our Lily were sleeping to tell us our new baby's here, but we can't keep her. And he had 2 tears streaming down his face, and he told us Jesus wanted her to be a little angel, so she's going to heaven with Jesus. And we thought, well, a bit like Yvonne Carpenter at Jerburg, another little baby that died of convulsions. And we used to go out and see her at a cot every day till the day she got buried, and we didn't even know then when she got buried. But we used to go and see her every day, and we was waiting for her wings to grow. We were waiting for her to fly off to heaven. It's going to be a baby angel, and we thought that with our sister. Isn't that funny? It's nice, I think, though, really, because we were so innocent. It's much better than it is now.
And your parents weren't shy about showing you your sister, although she was dead?
Well, it was my dad that showed her to us. Our Valley couldn't remember.
No.
I'm 18 months older than Lily, and then perhaps I've got a better memory. I don't know.
Yeah. But did your dad make a point of showing you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that you saw her by accident.
No.
You made a point of saying this is your sister.
She had a long nightie on, and she had her shawl round her, and I remember thinking, well, her lips don't look pink like ours, they're mauve. You know, that's the only thing that I noticed about her. But my mum said it was a good job she died, or was stillborn, because she would have been a freak of nature. Her head was smaller than it should have been.
Much smaller.
I don't know how much.
But smaller.
Because I heard people, you know, lots of people tell awful lies. Always has done, always will do. And somebody said that it was born mortified. And I said, don't be so stupid. My dad brought her in to see us. It was going to be called Yvonne. Oh, she said, you were too young. You were a mere child. No, I said I was old enough to see that baby. And I know what I'm talking about. So then I asked my mum, why did it die? And my mum told me then it would have been a freak of nature, so it was just as well it happened.
Well, I suppose if it was 1938, you'd have been 7. You'd have a good memory of anything when you were 7 years old, especially traumatic events like that.
I think so, yes.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so you don't think your sister ever drew breath?
No, she didn't.
She didn't.
She was stillborn, Roy.
Mm.
She never drew breath.
Do you know if your mum went to full term with the baby? Or?
Yeah, she was.
She did, yeah. Did she know that there was something wrong before it was
No,
born?
they didn't know nothing in those days.
No.
No.
Was she very sad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she ever speak about that afterwards?
No, not a lot.
No.
Not a lot.
No.
They didn't used to in our day, Roy.
No.
Like little kids now, they know all their mothers' and fathers' business, don't they?
Mm.
Well, we were never told all those kind of things.
No.
Which is better, I suppose.
Mm.
You don't know who they're telling, do you?
No. And this was at the Old Mill?
Yeah.
And isn't there a chip shop there?
There was a chip shop. And Shirley's mum and dad used to run this chip shop.
Yeah. Did you ever get chips?
Only once in a while.
Yeah.
We didn't have money for things like that, Roy.
Oh, under what circumstances would you get chips? If it was a treat or if someone was ill? Or?
No, I think it must have been for a very rare treat. Yeah. Yeah, because we used to have a little grocery shop there and the paper shop. Everything was there for our convenience.
Yeah.
And going down the hill a little bit was Senners the baker where we got cakes and bread.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and we used to have a baker come round every day and we used to have a milkman come round every day. And they measured your milk out and put it into your jug for you.
All right.
And then knocked on the door Saturday mornings for the money.
There's no fridges, I suppose.
No.
No.
No. We used to have one of those little cupboards on the stairs. It was a little bit like a safe with that very fine netting. So it was on the cool side of the house. Yeah. And then when we went back after the war, Roy, me and our Lolly used to go with a sack sticking.
All right.
And we used to climb up the pine trees and get the pine cones and the sticks. And my mum would be waiting for us to come home because there was no coal or gas in the island, no electric, nothing. So she'd wait for us to get home and then she had to cook and make a cup of tea when we got the wood home for her to light the fire.
Right.
So we had to pull up all the lino because it was rotten after 5 years. And me and my mum, because I'd only just left school, polished it with red cardinal polish. And it was as good as anything, because every now and again you put more polish on and rubbed it off. It's lovely. And then we made those peg rugs.
All right.
With all coats and all skirts and things, you know.
Yeah.
And you stop and think about it, our house was empty for 5 years, wasn't it?
You don't think anyone stayed there while you were in England?
No, but a lot of my mum's things disappeared. Her wedding presents, and knives and forks, and fish knives and forks, and beautiful things. And then they said it was because they couldn't get things in the war. You know, nothing was coming in the island to replace, like crockery and cutlery.
So it was pinched?
It was pinched, yeah. Yeah.